So today we're going to go ahead and quote a contractor. I'm going to quote a remodeler today. I'm not quoting subcontractors, but we do love them. We'll write up to 100% subcontractors, so a true paper GC. You just would need to answer a few more questions if you have them. General information is as easy as it sounds. We just need to know what is going on with this insured. What are their operations? Do they have a website? That's always more helpful if they do. We, of course, need to know their revenue because several of our carriers rate off of revenue. For payroll, if it is just an owner, we don't need any payroll because we automatically calculate the minimum payroll by state. So you don't need to think about that. You don't need to remember it. But if there is an employee, that is where we do need the payroll. That's where it comes in. So always put that on there. Then it just asks a few more of those general normal questions. Have there been losses? Has coverage been canceled? Was there a lapse? If any of those were answered yes, we would just need some more information on what happened. However, we will absolutely still take a look at it. We'll hopefully still be able to write it. What will happen if we need additional information is this green light system up here will turn yellow. So right now it's green. It says we're getting an instant quote. If this was to be referred to underwriting, it would turn yellow. It would take a little bit more time to get those quotes back. If it turned red, typically, yes, that is a declination. I always recommend, though, to continue submitting it because questions can easily be changed. And sometimes we review the declination and it actually can be quoted. So always submit. Eligibility, these are underwriting questions that we have gone through with all of our carriers to make sure you are not answering the same question twice. So I'm just kind of scrolling through these right now. Hopefully you'll look at them a little bit closer. Exposures, the most important thing here for contractors is that these add up to 100%. So if you didn't do math quite correctly, thankfully our system does let you know where you went wrong. And this goes across the board. If you forgot to answer a question or skipped a page, it will take you directly to that question that we need answered, and it will let you know where you went wrong. So you never get to the end of the submission and just have a grayed out button. Coverage details. So we do ask for target premium. The reason we ask for it is if it is referred, we want to make sure that we are effectively getting you back the quote that you need. So if it is going to be out of the quote range for our carriers, we typically will be able to tell you faster. And this just helps us make sure that we are getting as much information up front for you. So always, if you have it, submit it and then submit as much information behind. The limits are pre-filled to what we see most frequently, but you can come in here and change to what your insured needs. And then endorsements. So we offer the option to add several endorsements up front, so you don't have to wait to add them midterm. Additional insured ongoing operations is one we see most frequently, but of course the waiver of subrogation. We also do hired auto and non-owned auto and contractors in the marine. So if they need tools, equipment, coverage, we are able to help with all of that. Additional information, if there's anything else you want us to know, always add it into this box. And if you do have loss runs, an additional supplemental, anything that would help us if this gets referred, please upload it there. Now you just review everything that you just entered. You want to make sure it all looks good to go. You're going to click this market tab and it will show you everything that is in appetite and what will decline. So looks like we should have a pretty good option here. I'm going to click submit and then it simply just runs as quickly as your internet speed. So you can see that we did get several different options. So we always provide as many quotes as possible so that you can review the coverage and you can see what is best for your client. So you would want to click this little drop-down details box. The details are going to show a coverage overview, the endorsements that you requested, and a cost breakdown. So if you are on direct billing, we will provide a financing estimate upfront that you can present to your insured at the time you present the quotes. And then what will happen is we then send the insured that payment link and they can either choose the financing plan or they can pay in full. So additionally, the quote letters here are cover letter and financing estimate, all for downloading. Now, if you want excess liability, if you need additional limits, it truly is as easy as clicking this button because a new page opens and you have 1 to 5 million limits that you can choose from to quote. So we really like to make things as easy as possible there. I do just want to point out before I move on to binding these pre-filled documents. So if none of these options worked for you and your insured, you could take these documents and mark it elsewhere.